What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. The brother who told you not to trust some of these African scam artists, but you did it anyway, and now you're out of almost $50,000. And I'm black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So, this is going to be my official sequel video to talking about this lady who claimed that a black male asked her for her number while she was outside of a club. And when she refused to give up her number, the black man picked up a brick and hit her in the face. And all these other black men just stood around and watched as this black woman was suffering from getting hit by the brick. And, she went on to social media, started crying a whole bunch, and the whole debate started about black men not protecting black women and gender warring, this, that, and the third. And there was a GoFundMe that was started for this lady, and she got almost up to $50,000. And then she just skedaddled. She got the money, took down some of those videos that she had originally put up about the brick to the face, and she skedaddled out of here with some money, right? So there have been people doing a lot of research and looking into this story to look into the validity of it. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you saw my very first video on this subject, you know that I did not believe her story. Okay, and I'm going to give you some of the clues that I saw personally without anyone having to tell me, just from what I observed of her story. Because I first saw it, actually, I think it was, so when the story broke, I think it was on the weekend, because I think I saw it on like a Sunday morning. I had gotten up early and I was looking on social media just to see what people were talking about. And they were talking about this girl being hit by a brick. And I saw her two first videos, the one that where she was outside with the knuckleheads, and then the other one where she's supposedly in the hospital room crying about how she never did nothing to nobody, and they hit her upside the head with a brick, and she's telling how she's such a good person. Why would someone do this to her, right? So I watched those two videos, and then I went to her social media, and I looked at a lot of the other videos that she had been posting. Ones where she's been slapping white men and then twerking or whatever after she slaps them. I noticed that she did a lot of videos where she's praising the feminist movement and the LGBT movement. She's big time with the LGBT. I think she was actually at a lesbian bar that evening, and she was, doing all these happy Pride Month stuff and talking about how black females have been copying off of the trannies out here. So just a lot of nonsense on her page, right? And I saw that just how she was acting, it was extremely performative. It seemed very fake to me, okay? And I know a lot of people, their emotions got sucked into it because the first thing they saw was the bruise or, the inflation on the side of her head. So a lot of people just got attracted to that, and a lot of people just assume that black men are just overtly violent for no reason. So, there's so much BS put on social media 24/7 about black people doing something wrong to each other or committing an act of violence towards each other. And so many people on their own social media promote that type of trash that people actually believed that a black man would hit someone upside the head with a brick just because they couldn't get the girl's number, right? And like just the way she was saying things in her video, I was like, this seems kind of off. For one thing, if there was a person there that hit you with a brick, why are you not filming them? Like, why did you not film that person? Why is there a camera just on you? Why is it not on your assailant? Or apparently she said he drove off in a car. So I was like, why did you not film his car and get his license plate? Because that would be a way to press charges, right? Why would you be doing all this hooping and hollering about black men not helping you. All these black men just stood here and not did anything. And I could hear people in the background saying, what happened? We didn't see anything, right? So that means she just walked up to this group of people. It didn't actually happen in front of them. So just from what I know of violent incidents being caught on camera, someone would have caught this attack on camera first. And I don't know how many scuffles you've been in your life, but I know for a fact if you get hit upside the head with a brick, you're usually going to fall down to the ground and there's going to be blood. Okay, that's another thing I noticed. Her face was swollen, but there was no bruise nor blood. Her face was not swollen because of a bruise. And that's not typical. It looked very odd to me. And that's why I was like, okay, this is looking a little weird. And even if it didn't bleed at first, or there was no like purple or red underneath her skin, it should have been there once she got to the hospital. Okay, I've seen too many injuries that were similar or done by similar things. Like I've seen, I'm not trying to sound like a tough guy or anything, but I've seen people be hit with rocks, pipes, bricks, fists, fall onto the ground, hit with baseball bats, all that. Okay, I've seen it all, and I've seen those types of injuries, and her face was not looking like it was that type of injury. What her face looked like is that she was having an allergic reaction to something. What, I don't exactly know. But I'll just say this, like my daughter has really bad allergies, and like if she gets bit by a bug, like a mosquito or an ant or something like that, she'll swell up. I remember when the first time that happened, she was about 4 years old, and some ants had bit her on her ankle, and I was scared. Like I thought that her leg was broken. I was like, what happened to your leg? Like it looked misshapen, but it was just a severe allergic reaction, right, to the ant bite. So that's what this lady's, brick story seemed like to me. She was having either an allergic reaction or something like that. And then come to find out, people have been doing research shows that she had run the same scam before. She said that she was just outside and a group of black men beat her up because she wants to be a doctor, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But it fits into the gender war narrative. You see, so what she said is in both incidents that black men attacked her for the bullshit that is put out there about black men in this gender war. So first, black men attack her for wanting to get a high-paying job, and then black men attacked her for not giving up her phone number. So street harassment and jealousy of black women and their success. Bullshit, basically, right? The same, divester, swirler, black feminist nonsense that's put on social media 24/7. So once I saw that and compared and contrasted both incidents, I knew that this was some nonsense and that this was a lie that this woman was telling. And just from there, other people started, going into her past and seeing that she has run not one, not two, not three, but several scams. First, she started out with just basically asking for money because she needed the money for schooling or for her kids or whatever. Then she tried the race hustle. I'm a black woman and I was attacked by some white people. And then she hit the gold. And the gold was the gender war hustle. So that's what she's been working now for the last 2 or 3 years, and it's worked pretty good for her as far as getting money. Because this gender war thing, especially between black men and black women, is just nauseating, and it's continuous, and it goes on and on and on. And I've warned you all several hundred times by now on this channel alone that this gender war trash is going to cause more and more trouble for everybody. And now there are people outside of the community taking on the gender war rhetoric and getting money out of you Negroes. Okay? She basically hustled black females and black males with her bullshit to get money out of the black community. And she's not part of our community, okay? She's from Somalia, all right? She's not one of our people from here, okay? So let's get that out of the way. And she was basically able to come in here and hustle the black community out of money. And I'm just so tired of anybody, white, black, Asian, Latino, whoever, taking advantage of black people in this way. This is why I preach black men and black women working together, because if we stay separate like we are and gender war with each other like this, with all this bullshit, it's easy for our enemies to come in and take advantage of us. Now you have a concrete example of what I'm talking about. Now you have a great look at what I've been saying for so damn long now. It's frustrating when you've been saying stuff like this over and over and over again and no one wants to listen, but then will act shocked when these agents come into our midst. And that's all this woman was an agent. Whether she was paid by the government or not, I don't know, but she's still an agent of chaos. Okay? She still came in here and fleeced the black community and got the black community in a tizzy. Black men and black women arguing for 2 damn weeks now and arguing over bullshit. I told you that whole thing about black men not protecting black women, that's all nonsense. Okay? That is complete nonsense. That's some shit that these intersectional black feminists make up just to get under black men's skin, basically. Because it's not even true. It's never been true. Once again, I told you in my last video, there have been several incidents just within the last few months where black men have damn near gone on killing sprees over black women, if you want to talk about that type of protection, right? But to me, I told you, I explained to you in the last video, that's not protection. Just going out there and killing somebody who hits a black woman is not protection. All right, that's not what that truly means. I explained what protection is supposed to mean. It means building a community for your people as a whole, not just to protect one female or one ratchet renegade who's out here running her mouth or whatever, and then someone goes upside her head. That's not protection. Okay? Protection means building a civilization and building a community that protects everybody. The men, the elderly, the children, the women, everybody. And everyone has a future that they can build within that community as long as they follow the rules. That's protection. Okay? That's what it means for a man to protect his community, not just a woman. Okay? Because by that regard, then, like I said, black men are not the Power Rangers. Black men are not the X-Men. We're not the Justice League. We're not Superman. We're not supposed to be out here just fighting and trying to save everybody. We're not the Punisher either. We're not just supposed to be going out here killing everybody. That causes more problems. That gets black men in trouble. Once again, when you say black men don't protect black women, that's disrespectful to all the black men who have died and all the black men who are locked up based on something a black female told them to do or not to do or whatever, right? Because they're trying to help a black female. There are black men in the grave who you are disrespecting when you talk about black men don't protect black women. Stop that trash, okay? And that type of language, you're not going to shame me into putting on a cape to save every female out here. That's not what we're out here for. I'm not here to be cannon fodder or your personal bodyguard. That's not what a man is supposed to be. When a man says he is the protector, or a man is supposed to be the protector, he's supposed to be the builder. Okay? He's the one that's supposed to protect in the sense of building an economy, in the sense of building a society, a safe society for not just a woman, but for the women in this community and also the children. Now, black men do have some work in that regard. I'll say that. We have a lot of work to do in that regard. But I want to put that out there so people truly understand that and not thinking that, well, if I don't save Keisha from getting her ass whooped, then that means I'm not being a protector. Don't get confused by that. Okay? If obviously if it's your wife or your daughter you want to protect, then yeah, obviously don't let someone beat them up. I'm not saying that, but don't get it confused and think that that is what protection is, because these women obviously have no idea, no clue whatsoever what it means to be a protector. They don't. Okay, they truly do not understand. They just say shit because they want to shame you or get under your skin or make you feel bad or whatever. A lot of it's nonsense. All right. So once again, we know now for a fact that this Somali lady talking about she got hit upside the head with a brick is a fraud. There was no brick. No one hit her. Okay? This is something that she made up to get money out of Negroes. And when you leave yourself open with, first of all, just putting out a lot of this bullshit gender war rhetoric, that's what happens. We get taken advantage of in that way. But there was no bricks, okay? The only brick that hit her head was the money brick. Just like the classic Super Mario game. She hit her head up against the brick and nothing but money and coins flew out of it, okay? That's what happened. That's the truth of the matter. And to say this to my black females out here, you need to really evaluate this situation because you got duped the most out of this situation. Okay, black women need to realize, or I should not now black women, because real black women realize that a lot of this stuff is nonsense, right? Or if it is real, they don't blame all black men for one incident. But you have a lot of black females out here who have their minds steeped in second wave feminism, steeped in divestment and swirling and gender warring, and they believe everything that white people have taught them over the years, and they will just automatically believe everything negative about a black man, especially when it's in regards to a black female or someone who's pretending to be a black female like the Somali lady did, right? So they'll automatically believe that, you know, a black man would just automatically abuse a black woman for not getting her phone number, which is ridiculous. Or a black man would beat up a black woman because she wants to be a doctor. More nonsense, right? So there's just so much of this crap that's, you know, pushed on social media, and so many of these females fall for it. Like I know for a fact when, you know, when this story first popped off and it started making its rounds around social media, whether it be, you know, Sinji or one of these other divester, swirler channels or whatever, they're all playing with themselves when this story came out, right? I'm sure they have videos. I didn't go check their channel, but I'm sure they all did videos or, you know, made some sort of social commentary just totally tearing down black men and making them seem like they're the worst demons on earth, right? But, you know, now that it's shown that this woman is a liar, they're not going to make an apology, right? They're just going to come out with some other statistic or something like that and try to make it seem like black men are still bad, so it doesn't matter if this woman lied or not. But they're so quick to want to jump into this gender war thing that it was very easy to grift off of that. And don't think that this is not partially a actual side op, okay? Because once again, if this Somali woman can look online and see what's going on and see how to take some money from the black community, don't think that these politicians or these government-funded organizations or the military or whoever can't just look online and figure out ways to cause black people the gender war. For all we know, they come onto our pages and type little bullshit comments to get black people fighting amongst each other. In fact, I know they probably do. When I see these weird ass trolls just come out of nowhere and leave a goofy ass comment, stuff that has nothing to do with the video I'm even talking about, I know there's lots of agents and nonsense and trolls roaming on social media. Okay? And with this situation, it's just one big showcase of how easy it is to get black men and black women fighting each other on social media. This is why, I'm just going to be honest, this is why pages like mine are more dangerous than anything that those manosphere clowns could put out or anything that these divestors can put out. Because I'm talking about black people being together. Like that's more of a threat to white society and white supremacy than anything else that is put out by these gender war people. Social media, YouTube, Google, they love this gender war bullshit. No matter what they say, they love black men and black women fighting each other. They love that because that helps them make money. They can sell ads off of that. Same thing with Hollywood. They love black men and black women fighting each other. That's why you don't see any real healthy black couples on TV. If they do have any black people on TV, they're single, right? Single mother, single father. If they are in a couple, they're with a white person or a non-black person, right? Or they're LGBT, right? So they don't even want you to see a healthy relationship between a black man and a black woman, okay? Even when they are a black couple, you rarely see them together. They don't kiss each other. They don't hug each other. Act as if, black people are just, like we just don't have any type of affection for one another, right? So that's the type of nonsense that gets put out there by mass media, social media. The politicians jump in on it. Whether you got the liberals on one side or the Republicans on the other side, they work in tandem to destroy black relationships. A black man and a black woman standing side by side is like a nuclear weapon to white supremacy. And they try their damnedest to keep us apart with a lot of this nonsense that we see on social media. This is why I get so frustrated with a lot of these gender war clowns that feed into that trash on social media. I don't like it because all it's doing a detriment to our people in the long run. That's why, once again, these little foreign dusty grifters can come in here and pretend to be one of us and go ahead and take money out of our community. And what's his name is no different. What's the Fresh and Fit? He's from the Sudan, right? Myron from Fresh and Fit. He comes over here, foments that gender war bullshit, steals money from the black community, from black males. So you got these foreigners coming over here, fleecing black males, or they come over here and then they fleece black women with bullshit back and forth. Keep us going back and forth. There's never any type of real solution. It's just let's fight each other, bump heads over and over again. She took my baby. He hit me with a brick. Bullshit back and forth all day, every day, right? And nothing's ever solved. So this is if you learn nothing from this whole Brick Isha incident, learn that this gender war has been nothing but a detriment to both black men and black women. Because you've seen just how quickly these black females jumped on this whole black man abusive, nonsensical stereotype, right? And the sad part is when there is a black woman who's out there being attacked or being physically assaulted, now no one's going to want to believe her because you have these two big social media, mass media incidents where a black woman has basically lied about being kidnapped, the other one lied about being busted upside the head, right? So now that causes a problem. Now you got men that don't even want to that just think their women are crying wolf and not even wanting to go out there and help them. So that's a problem then, right? Then that creates the the thing that they claim was going on before, where black men don't protect black women, right? So we gotta be careful on all sides, okay? This is why I waited to do a video. I wait and look at the evidence of the situation. Don't just jump on something and assume you know what's going on. Ask questions. It's okay to ask questions. Modern liberalism and modern feminism has lied to you and made it seem like there's something wrong with you if you ask questions. You're not allowed to ask questions about sexual assault. You're not allowed to ask questions about, physical assault. You're not allowed to ask questions about vaccines or diseases or whatever. Just don't ask questions. Just go along with whatever we say. And how has that worked out for us just listening to these devils about whatever they say? It's okay to ask questions. You don't gotta be an asshole about it, but look into things and think things through. Don't just be led by your emotions on these types of subjects. Okay? So that's all I wanted to say about this. And if I could say anything in conclusion about this lady, she ought to be sued. The fact that she took money away from the black community with her bullshit, she ought to be prosecuted. People should take her to court. There should be a class action lawsuit where they take her ass to court. Multiple people should be suing her for what she did. Okay? Because that's nothing to be playing with. If nothing else, people need to make an example out of her and take her to court for defrauding the black community. Now, I don't know if people are actually going to do that. I know there's a lot of these gender war females who still believe her bullshit story just because it's something bad against black men. So that's all they care about, right? But in my opinion, someone needs to take her ass to court. Don't just let her take your money and then flee away, go away for a few months, and then come back with another scam, right? So you folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. I'd very much like to hear your opinions on this. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching my old video. And thank you for watching this new one here. Anyway, folks, this is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on a devil's back.